Listen carefully, because what you're about to hear is not just a story. In a quiet village, hidden deep inside the forest, there was a pot no one was allowed to touch. Not the elders. Not the children. No one. They said it was sealed for a reason. They said opening it would bring something terrible. But one boy didn't listen. He thought it was just a myth. Just fear. Just stories to control him. So one night, when the entire village was distracted, he went into the forbidden shrine. And he opened it. At first, nothing happened. But that same night, someone died. Then another. And another. Until the entire village realized something had been released. Something that doesn't forgive. Something that doesn't stop. And when the truth finally came out, they told the boy one thing. What you have released will only return if it takes you instead. So now the question is, was his curiosity worth the price of an entire village?
In the quiet village of Umuwaka, where the wind whispered through tall palm trees and elders spoke in proverbs, there was one rule every child knew: never go near the pot in the shrine. The pot was old, older than any living soul. It sat in the sacred hut at the edge of the forest, wrapped in red cloth, covered in white chalk markings. No one questioned it, except Obinna. Obinna was different. Where other children feared the dark, he chased it. Where others obeyed, he wondered why. Why can't we see what's inside? He once asked his mother. His mother's face tightened, because some things are not meant for the eyes of the living. But that answer only made the fire inside him burn stronger. One evening, during the New Yam festival, the entire village gathered in the square, dancing, drumming, celebrating. The shrine was empty. For the first time, unguarded, Obinna stood at the edge of the crowd, his eyes slowly drifting toward the forest path. His heart began to race. This is your chance. He told himself he would only look, nothing more. Just a quick glance, and he would return. But deep inside, something darker whispered, "Open it." The forest was unusually silent as he approached. No birds, no insects, just the sound of his own breathing. The shrine stood before him still, waiting. Obinna hesitated. For a brief moment, fear gripped him, but curiosity won. He stepped inside. The air felt heavy, cold, cold. There it was, the pot, wrapped tightly, covered in ancient symbols. His hands trembled as he reached out. "Just a peek," he whispered. Slowly, he untied the cloth. Nothing happened. He exhaled. Then, he lifted the lid. At first, nothing. Then suddenly, a low whisper, like hundreds of voices speaking at once. The pot began to vibrate. Obinna stumbled back. "Hello?" he whispered. But the whisper turned into a roar. Thick, dark smoke exploded from the pot, twisting, screaming, alive. It rushed past him through the door into the night. Obinna fell to the ground, frozen in terror. Then everything went quiet again. The pot, empty. That night, the first person died, an old woman, healthy just hours before. By morning, 2 more. By evening, 7. The village was thrown into panic. Children cried, mothers prayed. Men ran to the shrine. The elders gathered, their faces pale with fear. "What has been done?" the chief priest whispered. They rushed to the shrine, and there it was, the pot, open, empty. Obinna watched from a distance, his body shaking. He wanted to speak, to confess, but fear sealed his mouth until his little sister fell sick. She lay on the mat, her body burning, her breath weak, barely alive. Something inside Obinna broke. He ran to the elders, tears streaming down his face. "I opened it," he cried. "I didn't know. I didn't know." The entire village fell silent. The chief priest stepped forward slowly. "You have released what was never meant to return." Obinna fell to his knees. "Please, save her. save everyone. The priest closed his eyes. What was sealed in that pot was not just a spirit. He opened his eyes, filled with sorrow. It was death itself. The villagers were all in shock and sad. The priest revealed the truth. Long ago, their ancestors had trapped a wandering force, a spirit that fed on life, growing stronger with every death. They sealed it inside the pot, with strict warnings never to open it. Now, it was free again. There is only one way to stop it, the priest said. Obinna looked up, desperate. Anything. The priest's voice was heavy. The one who opened the pot must call it back. Silence. And, once it returns, he paused. It will not leave empty-handed. Obinna understood. His life. For the village. That night, under a moonless sky, the entire village gathered. Obinna stood before the shrine, weak but determined. His mother cried uncontrollably. His sister lay barely breathing. The priest handed him the pot. Call it. Obinna took a deep breath. With trembling lips, he spoke into the darkness. I am the one who freed you. Come back. Take me instead. At first, nothing. Then, the wind howled. The same dark smoke returned faster, angrier. It circled him, screaming. Obinna didn't run. He stood still, tears falling. I'm sorry, he whispered. The smoke lunged and vanished into the pot. Silence. The pot sealed itself. But Obinna collapsed. Morning came. No one died. The sick began to recover. The village was saved. But Obinna never woke up. They buried him beside the shrine as both a warning and a hero. Till today, the pot still sits in that shrine, untouched, unopened. But sometimes on very quiet nights, villagers say they still hear whispers from inside, and they always tell their children, curiosity does not just kill the cat. Sometimes it kills an entire village.
The spirits of the ancestors gathered, their wisdom carried on the wind that night.